Hello everyone, Jeremy here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Select Zombie Magneto. Oh yeah, this is a pretty cool one. You know, this Marvel Select line has been around for quite some time, but it is new to me. And if it's new to you, let me just tell you, this is some pretty cool stuff. For about 20 bucks, we get these really nicely detailed figures that really don't have a lot of articulation, but they're very well made and they're nice and solid. And most, if not all of them, come with bases that you can display your figure on. And there are so many different characters in this Marvel Select line. And I just really wish that I could find these in really typical retail stores, you know, like Walmart and Target and Toys R Us, because I would have so many of these. And this zombie Magneto is one of the coolest that I've seen. So I picked this guy up from Amazon. He was about 20 bucks, and I wanted to get him because the zombie variants of these Marvel Select figures seem to increase in price as time goes on. There's also a zombie Spider-Man and a Colonel America that's also a zombie, and the price on these guys have like tripled. They start off as like 20 bucks, and then as soon as the production run is over, people really want them. So if you want Zombie Magneto, go and get him right now. They come in these really big boxes like this, and it's quite huge, you know, despite the fact that the figure is not that big. He's about 6-7 inches tall. And this is a view of the side of the box. Zombie Magneto with his eye gone and most of his face rotted out and missing. And then when we flip it over on the back, we see another picture of Magneto as well as some text to read. It just basically tells you how these Marvel superheroes and villains have become flesh-eating zombies. So this Magneto comes with a base that has a hand and a pumpkin right there on the ground, but we will be able to take a closer look at that in just one second. Just want to show you the box and some other figures in this line that you can get. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man and Captain America of the Winter Soldier Captain America. Now this is not a new figure, but it is a very cool figure, and without further ado, I'm going to open up this huge box, get a nice close look at Zombie Magneto. So here's Magneto looking absolutely disgusting and awesome at the same time. I really think this is an awesome figure. Just take a look at some of the detail that they have incorporated into this Zombie Magneto figure. He looks worn and beaten and just so decayed on so many different levels. I love the different shades of red that they have inside of his costume. There's sort of like a brighter red with darker reds and a little bit of black thrown in there as well. It really helps to break up the colors, and it just really brings out the contrast, and I love that. Take a look at his midsection. Looks like he's just been really blown out, like something has completely destroyed his stomach area. And if you look closely in there, you can see his spinal cord. It's just so gruesome. And we'll go down even further, and we're looking at his muscles. You can see the muscle tissue and the openings in between the muscle tissue. Really awesome detail. And as we go down to his legs, you see that his left leg there is a bit of bone. So the flesh is gone from around his knee, and it's a really nice sort of a dirty white paint color to bring out those bones. And the base here, which Magneto is standing on, he doesn't have any pegs going into his foot. There are holes in his feet, but there aren't any pegs in there, and he is standing up just great. We get this piece of concrete slab here, and on the bottom we have a pumpkin with an arm attached to it. So that's really awesome. And there's a manhole cover on this piece of concrete as well. And wow, I mean, take a look at his boots. And the cool thing is, you can see there's a little bit of brown on his boots to really help to bring out the fact that, you know, it's just a grim and dirty and desolate reality that this particular figure is in right now. And ooh, take a look at that. You can kind of see like the little chunk of his leg right there missing a bit. And if we turn him around, we can get another look at his left leg there and his cape, which is just, the cape is really awesome. And I'm turning him around slowly so that he doesn't fall down, although he does do a pretty good job of standing up on his own. But look at that cape. The hole in his cape looks like it's around the same area in which his midsection was sort of blasted apart or chewed out or something. And I can just see all of the little creases in his cape. And his cape is a bit dirty around the middle. Again, really good detail there. And alongside his right bicep, there's a little bit of flesh missing there. And up at the top, we can really see that right around, like right at the beginning of the cape, it looks like there's a little bit of rust there. Like there may have been like some metal right there on Magneto's costume. And after all these, you know, the years or however long it's been since he's been this way, there's signs of rust on there. And that is just really, really, really good. So let's take a look at him from another angle. And you know, one of the cool things about this is this helmet is actually removable. It does not have to stay this way at all. And I really like that they incorporated this. I mean, because all we have to do is just slide it right off. And we get this really, really cool scope of Magneto's fleshless head. You know, as we can see, he's missing his right eye and some teeth are missing and the nose is gone, and it's just a skeleton. A skeleton on Magneto's body. It's just so awesome, and this is something that, you know, you just won't see normally. And for a little over 20 bucks to get this kind of Magneto, oh, it's just amazing. Now this is a really nicely done helmet. You see we got different paint color variations on here. Of course, we do have the normal sort of like a burgundy red, but we also have a bit of silver and black thrown in there as well, so it does look worn and it does look aged, and it really does look like Magneto's helmet. Really good job on that. And we just plop that right back down on his head and everything goes right back to normal. If you are curious about the kind of articulation you can get from Magneto, just know that with him and other Marvel Select figures, it's not going to be that much. So let's see what we can do here. Now we have his arms, of course, they go up and down like that, and his hands do turn, and over at his elbow it does bend in. He's new, so it's a little stiff, but you see we can bend in his elbow like this. We can also take his arm and move his arm outward this way and bring it in closer to his chest. As for his head just kind of moves from left to right, not necessarily up and down, but you know, just a little bit. And then as for his legs, they can move apart about that wide. And then his knees do bend back, you know, a pretty decent amount. If you have one of those clear stands where you can kind of make it look like he's floating, that would be a very, very good look for him. And then over at Magneto's feet, we got this a little bit of a pivot there, just a little bit. It does not swivel at all, but we just get a small pivot. And that's all the articulation that you're going to get from this guy. So the only thing left to say is I am thoroughly impressed with this Marvel Select Zombie Magneto figure. And this is the kind of thing that I want to see on store shelves. When I look at this, and then I look at the Marvel Legends figures that you can find just about everywhere, I'm just like, man, it really makes those Marvel Legends figures, in my opinion, seem a bit overpriced. I see those things going for $21, $24, and when I look at something like this, I think it's a much better display model, especially the fact that these Marvel Select figures come with bases that you can put these guys on. That is a very, very nice touch that you typically don't see in figures that are at this price point. It's usually reserved for things that are more expensive than this. So I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad this line is going to continue. I'm glad that it's very affordable. And it's a great alternative if you're trying to get involved in this kind of thing, this kind of collecting, without spending a boatload of cash. And you can still get some very good figures to display on your shelf, in your cabinet, on your desk, or wherever you want to do it. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.